I'm Annalise. I'm so excited to be back on the Sissy show. This is a song that I wrote called Heartless. Once long ago I cared, and I must admit it, I wasn't prepared. And it broke me down, but I learned to hold my ground. I was so foolish and I was so dumb. That's when my feelings started to go numb. I know I may be kind of heartless, but it's better than what I was when I started. So you can take me, take me, take me, and try your best to break me down, but I won't make a sound anymore. I've learned to ignore. The past couple years have been hard for me, finding who I really am and what I mean. See, I used to care, but I've cared way too much, and all that led to was me being crushed. I know I may be kind of heartless, but it's better than what I was when I started. So you can take me, take me, take me, and try your best to break me down, but I won't make a sound anymore. I've learned to ignore. Now let me do what I do best. That's making my mind a mess, my heart a continuous mess. Now it's crumbling like the domino effect, one by one. Ooh, it's just begun. I know I may be kind of heartless, but it's better than what I was when I started. So you can take me, take me, take me, and try your best to break me down, but I won't make a sound anymore. I've learned to ignore.
Beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful, sweet, amazing, remarkable,
Thank you.
stunning, talented, humble, grounded. You're a shining star, baby. You are
Thank you so
You
much.
truly are. I'm so happy to have you back. Thank you so
I'm so
much for
happy.
coming. This is very special because we want her back. Darren, like you said, baby, in England, was sending a love to you. She's back in the house. Very back in the house. And we have a very special guest tonight, James Sproul. Did I get it right?
Sproul, yeah.
Don't hate me because I love you. Keep it in the QT. I know your wife, she's listening. She's shopping online, right?
Yes, she is actually.
God help me. James, we are going to talk about your story, right?
Yes.
At 32, they found what they call, you were diagnosed, correct?
Diagnosed, correct.
With fatal lung disease.
Yes, interstitial lung disease.
So what happened? Can we just tell the story right from the beginning?
Basically, I was having some problems breathing. You know, I went to a pulmonologist. He stated that they thought it was asthma. I got real sick in December, ended up in the hospital. From there, I had to have a biopsy, a CAT scan. And when the CAT scan showed, said my lower part of my lungs was deteriorated.
Right.
So basically saying I had no lower part of my lungs, and they had to do
It was a genetic, you think, or it was something that...
No, it wasn't genetic. It's more of things happen. And
Right.
we had the biopsy. The biopsy was different results going on. So after that, you know, that's when they came up with it was interstitial lung disease.
But it's like right before, I'm just wondering, what happened before you went to a doctor? Why you decided to go to a doctor?
I couldn't breathe. I was
You
just having
couldn't
problem
breathe for
breathing.
how long you were struggling?
This was going on for about 3 months. I mean, it was just getting weird that I was going downhill real slow.
And you thought it was just, I guess, a breathing problem, it was just asthma?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
You didn't know what it was?
I didn't know at all. So, you know, that's when they were giving me different asthma medications.
Oh, really? The Advil, you tried the Advil?
Advil, I was taking all the
inhaler?
pumps, and it wasn't working. And I was going back, and I just had a nasty cough, a cough that I couldn't get rid of.
You couldn't get rid of?
And from the cough, that's when I ended up in December. I landed me in the hospital.
For how long you were in the hospital?
I was in the hospital for a week and a half after the biopsy.
And what did they say to you?
They thought it was pneumonia. And come to find out, it was never pneumonia. It was the lungs was deteriorating.
Okay. You didn't lose any weight during that process?
Actually, believe it or not, I was going to a nutritionist. I was dropping weight because, you know, I thought that could have been an issue. I started dropping weight. I think I lost like 40 pounds. And it seemed like the more weight I was losing, the worse my breathing was becoming.
Right. But you, like, when you found out, you were afraid, obviously, that you...
Oh, yeah, I was more in denial. I didn't believe that I was sick.
Right.
I kept saying, no, I'm not sick. They made a mistake. Maybe they got the results mixed up with somebody else, but I'm not sick.
Right, but you were a kind of guy that you were not sick before. I mean, you have a healthy life, right?
I had a healthy life. I was active, worked, and did what I had to do. And it just, overnight, it just seemed like it started going downhill.
And your life changed dramatically.
Oh, yes, it changed. It definitely changed.
What's the difference between now and before?
Now and before, believe it or not, before I was able to do much more, and now I can't do what I used to do, and that plays a major part on me. But if I had to do this journey over again, I definitely would, because it made me a better person. Yeah. It got me closer to God, it made my faith a lot stronger, and I had to dig deep in my soul to see who I was.
Right. It was scary.
Oh yeah.
Very scary.
Very scary.
Very dark.
Scary, dark. I mean, when you're going to hear that you have 6 months to live.
To live, which is...
You know, then you went from 6 months to a year to 3 years, and now sometimes you hear, well, maybe you'll make it to 5, but you learn to trust in God, and when you trust in God, He has the final say.
Now, do you remember when you went home that night, when you found out, when the doctor told you that you were sick? How do you react when you were by yourself?
Well, I didn't go home. I was already in the hospital.
But after when you spent time in the hospital, when you went back home,
I was depressed. I didn't care about life. You know, I used to say to God all the time, "Why didn't you take me on the table?" I was just angry. I was mad, and you know, it just took me really. How do I say this? I had to really dig deep down in my soul to realize how blessed I am in life. And it was very hard, but I had to do it. I had to find out who I was.
You found yourself one day not believing in God at all?
I always believed in God,
Always.
but I was the type of person, to be honest, that, you know, I asked God for help and then I put him in the closet. But this time I had to really trust in God's words.
You don't reach out.
Yes, I had to. I spent many nights, you know, crying myself to sleep. I didn't know which way to turn, who to go to, because, you know, you can't go to your brother, you can't go to your wife, you can't go to anybody because no one understands what you're going through.
Right.
And
right.
believe me, my wife she's been my rock through this. She walked through this journey with me. She held my hand. She's been great. Yeah.
It takes a lot of character to be able to face adversity like that, because that's adversity.
Yes, it does.
And obstacles, and how do you do it besides being close to God? What do you think happens to human beings when we go to the darkest places? What happens? You know what happened, because certainly
I've been there.
You've been there.
You know, I just look at it this way. Life is always going to throw you a curveball.
Right.
And we always want the good in life. We always want everything to be good. But sometimes we have to accept the bad. And I just try to be strong. I try to make it that my friends, family, no matter what they go through in life, they can look back at me and say, you know what, he's doing it. I mean, this is a disease I will never defeat, but I will control it.
Right. How often do you go to a doctor? How often do you have to go to see a doctor?
Well, now it's every 3 months checkups. Before it was once a week. I mean, I was going to 2 different doctors. Mm-hmm. And that was hard, because you don't know.
Right. And how you feel the doctor? Because sometimes it seems to me the doctors are a little bit, what's the word that I'm looking for? Impersonal. Like, sometimes they don't connect with the patient. Sometimes they see so many patients. They see so many people. Everybody needs help, that they don't quite connect with their patients.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with your doctors?
Well, I have 2 doctors that I see. I have been seeing for quite a few years, and they've been very good to me. They listen. They understand. They know it's hard when you're, especially being so young, and whatever I need from them, they always have helped me out. They sent me to rehab, and believe it or not, rehab is what really saved my life, because you have to learn everything all over again. You got to really learn how to walk. You got to learn how to get in bed the proper way. You have to learn how to do stairs. I mean, it's very hard, but, you know, through the grace of God, it can be done if you trust Him.
Right. So would you say that you, after the problem, after the disease, you feel that you have learned to live more in the moment, in the present?
I live life day by day.
Like I do.
Day by day, because I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring for me. Mm-hmm. Because when I wake up in the morning, if you was to see me in the morning, what I go through, you would have a whole nother level, not another level, just a whole nother respect for me. This cup right here, I mean, I literally fill that up every morning with just mucus, just to get my lungs to act right in the morning. I mean, if you was to say, oh, let's go for breakfast, let's meet up for breakfast, yeah, that's good for you to get up 8 o'clock. For me, I got to get up 6:30 in the morning just to get my lungs to act right.
Oh, what time you go to bed?
Normally after 10 o'clock news.
Okay.
I like to see what's going on.
You like to see what's going on?
Yeah.
And you get up early in the morning every day?
About
even
6:37.
6:37?
Yeah.
And you have breakfast? Like, tell me about your days. What do you do?
My days are simple. I get up, first of all, and I put my feet on the ground. I give thanks.
Like I do too. James, we are very connected, you and me.
Yeah, I have to give my thanks because I
Yes.
have another day of life. After that, you know, I go on Facebook and I, you know, try to write something positive.
Right, and how come you and me, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you see a woman is going to do what a woman is going to do. How come you and me were not friends on Facebook?
How come you didn't look me up? You gotta
How
send me
come you didn't look me up?
Now I will.
No, you will.
Yeah.
So once after you get up, you say thank you. Thank God, you know, to the Lord above. What happens after you?
I told you I go through my my mucus stage.
Yes.
After that, I have my breakfast. Then I go to the gym. I try to, you know, walk and exercise the lungs. And plus it gets me in the house because I'm home. So it gives me, you know, I have my gym friends who I talk to, and we just talk about everyday life situations. Then I come home and I'm normally exhausted. I lay on the couch, watch TV.
So do you sleep a lot? Do you take naps?
You know,